यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय Geethamritaduhe Namaha. May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health with great immunity, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family and friends. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, verse number 25 of 17th chapter. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Tadityanabhisandhaya Phalam Yajna Tapah Kriyaha Dana Kriyascha Vividhaha Kriyante Moksha Kankshibhihi. Bhagavan is explaining the meaning of these three words of Brahman. Om Tat Sat. The verse number 23 and 24, Bhagavan gave the meaning of Brahman, meaning of Om, and how it is utilized and used while performing Yajna and Yaga, and what is the significance of that Om have been seen. In these words, Bhagavan talks about the meaning of Tad. Now, these all rituals which are introduced by Vedas are followed by the people who wants to have materialistic progress, and the same rituals which are followed with the people who wants to have a spiritual progress. Now that people who wants to have a spiritual progress are called mumukshuhu. Mumukshu means what? The people who are desirer of moksha. Therefore moksha kankshibhihi, the people who desire for moksha, they perform the same rituals but not the sake of materialistic progress. How we come to know that? They also follow rituals, yajnaha, they also follow the asterisk lifestyle, tapaha, then dhana kriyaha, they also give the material in charity. Not only that, they also do different rituals which are prescribed by Vedas, but not with the expectation of materialistic benefits. Then what? For the sake of grace of Ishvara. For the sake of grace of Ishvara means what? In the form of sacrifice. They really bring yajna bhavana while performing yajna, yajna bhavana while performing dana, yajna bhavana while performing the tapas. Now in Purana we studied, this Bhagirath who made austeric lifestyle for thousands of years in order to bring what? In order to bring Ganges, Gangaji to the earth. Okay, so when he did the tapas, okay, that tapas had the selfishness, though the Ganga is boon for humanity, but his intention to get his brother back. That was the intention. But here, the person who does dana, who does tapas, who does yajna, not for the sake of selfishness, for the sake of the liberation. How can one perform yajna for the liberation? I want to get moksha, I want to get moksha. No. It's a kind of understanding. The tat padartha is understood. The tat means what? The Ishwaratvam is realized. When he performs, he lives with Ishvara. That is the indication by Tadi iti anabhisandhaya. Anabhisandhaya means not expecting the fruit. How can you perform an yajna without expecting the fruit? That's what, he offers the material with the attitude by changing the attitude. The attitude normally what people have, when they offer, they imagine, I need car, I need a bungalow, I need a son, I need to have success in my business, I need to get, kind of healthy, wealthy life. But he says, I surrender myself to you. I surrender my karma, I surrender my krodha, I surrender everything. Nothing belongs to me. Idam namama, idam namama, idam namama. That attitude is something different. So when he started surrendering, then Bhagavan is remembered. Ishwaratvam is practiced. Therefore, Bhagavan gives vividhaha, dana kriyaha, yajna kriyaha, tapah kriyaha, kriyante phalam abhisandhaya. Without the expectations of fruit means what? With living with Ishvara. That offering the selfishness is nothing but living with Ishvara. If you are able to understand what I say, definitely you are a fortunate one. When you give, you can feel Ishvaratvam. That Ishvaratvam is experienced while giving. When you give charity without fear. Give charity without any miserliness. Give charity in order to experience the Ishvara. Do tapas in order to experience the Ishvara, not with the expectation of gaining something. We experience Ishvara through all this yajna, dana, tapah, kriya. Even while intake of food, we have to experience of Ishvara. While seeing, while talking with others, while doing any transaction with your own mind and body and sense complex, is nothing but to experience Ishvara. That's what tadartham. Then from the next words, Bhagavan brings the meaning of the word sad. Okay, let us read it. Sadbhave sadhubhave cha sadetye tat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha sachabdah partha yujyate. So from these words, Bhagavan brings 5 kinds of meanings for the word sadhu. The meanings have been given in 2 verses. Verse number 26 and 27, it describes the 5 meaning of the word sadhu. What is the first meaning? First meaning, sadbhavi. Sad means what? So sad means in the meaning of nobility, goodness, sadhubhava. So sadbhava means a nobility. If a person has got good qualities, good at character, we call him as a sadhu. In North, sadhu means it symbolizes a sannyasi. But in South, sadhu means that person, who is a prani. A prani means, asadu. Asadu means what? You have to remember the person, harmless one. A harmless person is called sadhu. Sadhu means he is a peaceful, a person with quietude. Here the person who doesn't have courage. No, that is negative meaning. Sadbhava means the meaning of nobility, goodness, good conduct. That is known as sadbhava. This is the first meaning. See, this sadbhava means this sad meaning exists in every part of our life. If a person is maintaining his life in dharma karya, he is called sadhu. That's what sadbhava. Okay. Then these 2 words, sadbhave, sadhubhave. Then the sadyati prayujyate, where sad means the eternal existent also. That is the second meaning. Eternal existence. What is that eternal existence? Which is introduced by Upanishad. Sadeva somya idamagre asit. That's what I saw in the yesterday's class. Sat means that which exists, Satyameva jayate nanratham. That Satyameva jayate means what? That Sad Vastu, the Vastu which is eternal, alone remains. All this asat goes under modifications. The Sad Vastu, which is also said as Atma Vastu, which is also called Brahma Vastu. Now this word Sat it refers to Nirgunam Brahma. Also it refers, that Nirguna Tattvam. It refers the condition of a Jnani. Jnani exists in Sad, Sattarupena. But that Tat, the word Tat which referred in the last verse, it just indicates the Saguna Ishvaraha. That Saguna Ishvaraha and even Nirguna Ishvaraha both are referred there in the word by the word Tat. Okay, now here Sad means that Sat Swarupa, that which is eternal. This is the second meaning. Then the third meaning is Prashaste Karmani. When you select good karmas, good actions, Prashaste Karmani means Dharma Yukte Karmani, Mangala Karmani. Prashasta means auspicious. When you just endowed with auspicious karma throughout your life, means that is Sad Jivanam. That brings auspicious and more auspicious to your life. That is also called Sad Karma alone. Now, three meanings have been given. The first meaning in the meaning of nobility or goodness. The second meaning is the proper existence, that existence which is called Atma or Brahman. Then the third one is Prasaste Karmani, being endowed with Mangala Karyam, with auspicious activities, are called Sad. Then the fourth meaning comes from the next words. Let us read it. Yajne tapasi dan echa sthite sadeti chochyate karma chaiva tadarthiyam sadetyeva bhidhiyate. In the meaning of sthiti bhavaha, steadfastness, or we can say perseverance. When you do yajna, when you perform tapas, when you perform dana, that steadfastness, you continuously being endowed with that, with a proper attitude. You never allow yourself to step down from that attitude or step down from that enthusiasm, is known also Sadbhava. Sadbhava means lagathar, You are not getting step back, just going and not allowing your Rajasic and Tamasic nature to occupy you. Just you omit them, you negate them, just you are able to succeed with the Dharma Karya, with that potential force. That is known also called Sadhu. Then Karma Chaiva Tadarthiyam. Sad iti eva abhidhiyate. And not only this yajna, dana, tapaha, and all these karmas are only called sadhu. The karmas, if there is a program in which there are going to be yajnas performed, see all the small work, cleaning that place, and giving water to all the people who arrive, to Brahmanas, to the people who attend that program, conducting this Bhagavad Gita kind of yajnas, because Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad classes are called yajnas. Swami Chinmayananda used to say that whenever he organized Bhagavad Gita classes, means for a week, for 15 days, even in a mass for the public, he used to call it Bhagavad Gita Jnana Yajna. That yajna, organizing for yajnas, organizing for temple pujas, and offering, whatever is possible to that puja, and becoming, a part of that seva activities. Tadarthiya means Ishvara Karyarthe. Whatever is done in a small scale or big scale doesn't matter. When you want to be part of that Dharma Karya, those all activities also called Satkaryam. Sad word is used in that sense also. Therefore, these five meanings, the first meaning is nobility, goodness or conduct. The second meaning is the real Sat Swarupa, means that Aprameya Vastu or Brahman Atma. Then the third one is Prashaste Karmani, means all good karmas, Dharma Karyas. Then the fourth one is the steadfastness, or we can say perseverance in this the karma, and the fifth one is a small helpful activity or sevaful activities. All of them are called sad alone. Now Bhagavan have completed the meaning of Om Tat Sat. Okay, when we say Om Tat Sat, so that is as equal to performing an yajna. Okay, then the next words, which is the last words of this chapter, let us chant. Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam krutam chayat asadityuchyate partha nachatat pretya no yiha. Beautiful conclusion. The meaning of Sat have been given. Now what is Asat? It also is given. What is Asat? Asat means what? That which is opposite to the Sat. Which is opposite to the Sat? Asat. Asat means what? That which doesn't exist for long, which has got temporary existence. So the word which has the temporary existence, therefore that is Asat. If you want to be endowed with Sat, in order to get a spiritual growth, you have to adapt. Your thoughts should be related to Sat. Your activities also should have the connection with the Satkarya, and your lifestyle also, which should have the Sadbhava. So everything, your life has to be governed by Om Tat Sat. The meaning of Om, using Om as the means, and understanding of Tad. Tad means what? Ishvara, understanding the Ishvaratva, and utilization or experience of Sad. This all together, you can have a successful spiritual growth. If we are not adapting this Om Tat Sat, then we will be having automatically the opposite, that which is Asat life. The life which is called Asat, non-eternal, the life. Therefore, Ashraddaya Hutam Dattam. There he brings, so what can make or bring an Asat life is Ashraddha. Not having proper attitude easily brings what? Asat life. The Jivanam, the life which is called non-eternal. Asad means wrong life. That's what is known as Asati iti uchyate, means wrong life. Ashraddhaya hutam, the yajnas which are performed ashraddhaya, without shraddha. Without shraddha means without satvika shraddha. Okay, without shraddha there is no human being. Human being cannot survive without belief. The system of belief is inbuilt with us. The means our system contains the belief sense. I don't know how to say. Maybe our system is inbuilt. It has to live with believing on something. No choice at all. We have to believe. We should have the belief that tomorrow I will be there. Okay? And we have to believe if I do something, I will get something. I have to believe that I had past life. I have to believe, every worker, whether they are government worker or private workers, they have to work whole month with the belief that they would get the salary. Without belief, there is no human life. But when you are performing, yajna, hutam means yajna karyam. When an yajna is performed without proper shraddha, that which is known as satvika shraddha, that becomes asat yajna. Asat means what? Opposite to sat. It won't bring eternal thing. That won't be useful for our life. Hashraddhaya hutam yajnam. That is the complete derivation, means complete sentence. The yajna which is performed with asat, means with ashraddha, means having rajasic shraddha and tamasic shraddha, is vain. It will bring asat. the Jivanam of Asat. Ashraddhaya Dattam, the Danam which is offered without Shraddha. Without Shraddha means what? With Rajasic, Tamasic Shraddha. Then what? The benefit of the Danam won't be there. The benefit of Asat will come. Ashraddhaya Taptam Tapaha. The life of austerity which is observed without Shraddha. It's very rare, but we do that. Sometimes, people come to us regarding their horoscope because, they believe the horoscope. But when Parihara is told, Parihara means, in order to neutralize, we suggest something. I never suggest go for big yajna and yagas. The people are not ready to spend money. When they spend money, they feel very bad. Therefore, I suggest them to go to a temple. So when they also go to the temple, if I am asking them to go to Kalahasti to get it done, Rahu, Ketu, Dosha, in order to neutralize, you have to get it done. But they go but without Shraddha. They take as a picnic and they will plan something else also. Means some other places also. They go as a picnic and they get it done. Then that Parihara Karya becomes a part of that picnic. It won't help. Therefore, I suggest, if you are going there, you just go and get it done. After that, go and get the blessings of Lord Venkateshwara. Then directly come back to home. And while going, you go with your people. Only your people. There must be a minimum number of people. One can go with his parents or his spouse. If he is married, he can go with his family, only with his family. So that's what my suggestion I do, because that Shraddha will be lost. The Ashraddhaya Kritam Tapas, Taptam Tapaha, it becomes vain. All time is vain and money is vain, wasted. Then Karma, Ashraddhaya Kritam Karma. Even in mundane life, whatever you do with belief, you do with Shraddha. When you want to pacify somebody, you pacify with Shraddha. When you speak with somebody, you speak with real Shraddha. Shraddha means in that place, you just show your love and care to them. That's what Shraddha. Living with Shraddha. The Purushaha who is Shraddhamayaha. Without belief, there is no life. Okay, every creature, it has to have belief, but that belief has to be appropriate. Therefore, so nacha tat pretya no iha. He won't get benefited here and hereafter. He will get only asad everywhere. It means what? He won't be able to succeed in materialistic life and spiritual life also. So with these words, this chapter is concluded. Let us read the concluding lines. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Saptadashodhyayaha, the 17th chapter, title of which is Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogaha, which is in the form of the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, which is also called as Yoga Shastra, Brahma Vidya, and which is also said to be as equal to Upanishad, is concluded. That's all. The 17th chapter have been concluded. Okay, so let us have the summary now itself. This chapter, which began with the question of Arjuna. Arjuna had the question, if a person who is endowed with Shraddha, but not the person who is endowed with lots of Shraddha, but not having knowledge of Shastra, and what kind of benefit that he would achieve. Then Bhagavan gave from verse number 2, 3, 4, that Shraddhas are three kinds: Sattvika and Rajasika and Tamasika. Then Bhagavan gave the answer from verse number 2 to 6 by introducing three kinds of Shraddha. Okay, so Trividha Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Sa Swabhavaja Sattviki Rajasi Tamasi Cheti. He enumerated how many varieties, and each varieties have been explained by the words number 3, 4 and 5. In the sixth, he also concluded the people who doesn't follow Shraddha, Sattvika Shraddha, they insult me. That is the benefit of having Ashraddha. That's what he said. Then he enumerated four things, Aharaha, Yajnaha, Danaha, Tapaha, and also he divided all of them into three categories according to the Sattvika, Rajasika and Tamasika nature. Okay, from verse number 8 and 9 and 10, by these three verses, Bhagavan described what are the Sattvika Aharas, Rajasika Aharas and Tamasika Aharas. From verse number 11, 12 and 13, he introduced what is the yajna, three kinds of yajnas, Sattvika, Rajasika, Tamasika yajnas. Then from verse number 14 and 15, 16, Bhagavan introduced there are three kinds of tapas. What is that? Manasika, Vachika and Kayika tapas. After that, from verse number 17, 18 and 19, so all these three tattvas or three kinds according to gunas were introduced. Then verse number 20, 21 and 22, Bhagavan introduced, means explained about three kinds of danas. Then from verse number 23 to up to the end of this chapter, 28th verse, Bhagavan gave the explanation of the words, Om Tat Sat, three words, which is the names of Brahman, were explained well. So now we have completed the chapter number 17. We will begin the chapter number 18 from next session. May the Almighty provide all kinds of capacity to observe Bhagavad Gita, and may He give a great immunity for entire creature, means human being, in order to get away from this coronavirus. We will chant for that the great mantra, which is the mantra which I conclude always: Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaja Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.